Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Nathan, and today I want to talk about something that I see asked all the time, and that is the question of, can you cast multiple leveled spells on your turn in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition? So here is our agenda for today. I'm going to talk about what the common misconception about this is. Then we'll talk about what the rules actually say, and I'll go through some examples just so you can kind of learn how the mechanics actually work. So first, the common misconception. This common misconception is you can't cast more than one leveled spell on your turn. That's against the rules. Well, this is actually wrong. Now, important thing to point out here, if you have a new player who's coming into the game from Baldur's Gate 3, you can cast as many spells as you want on your turn, and there's no restrictions on that. But let's get into what the rules actually say. So, in the player's handbook on page 202, it talks about specifically what happens when you cast a spell with your bonus action. So it says a spell cast with a bonus action is especially swift. You must use a bonus action to cast the spell, provided you haven't already taken a bonus action this turn. Importantly, you can't cast another spell during the same turn, except for a cantrip with a casting time of 1 action. So the restriction happens when you cast a spell with your bonus action. And casting any spell with your action other than a cantrip blocks you from casting anything with your bonus action at all. Also, casting any spell with your bonus action restricts your action choice. If you're going to cast a spell, it has to be a cantrip with a casting time of 1 action. Importantly here, also, if you cast a spell with your bonus action, regardless of what it is, you can't cast a spell with a reaction on the same turn because of the way it's worded. So let's go through some examples. Now on each of these, I'm going to pause a little bit and give you a chance to think about what your answer is before I reveal the answer myself. So there are 3 things we can potentially cast a spell with on our turn: our action, our bonus action, and our reaction. We can also use our reaction on someone else's turn, but there are cases where you might be able to use it on your own turn. And we can cast either a cantrip or a leveled spell with each of these. So for our first case, if we cast a cantrip with our bonus action and cast a cantrip with our action, is this one allowed? The answer is yes. This falls into exactly what the rules said. We cast a cantrip with our bonus action, so the only thing we can cast with our action is a cantrip with a casting time of 1 action. So we are good. All right, case 2. Let's say that we cast a cantrip with our bonus action, cast a cantrip with our action, but then we wanted to also cast a leveled spell with our reaction. Now in this case, let's say, for example, that we are a sorcerer. We were up close to an enemy. We quicken spell a cantrip against them, and then we attack them again with another cantrip, and then we moved away from them. We provoked an opportunity attack, and we cast the shield spell to prevent ourselves from being hit. Is this allowed? And the answer to that question is no. Because we cast a bonus action because we used our bonus action to cast a cantrip, we can't cast any other spells this turn unless they are a cantrip with a casting time of 1 action. So casting any spell with our reaction is not going to be allowed. Now, this is allowed if the reaction is on someone else's turn. But if you wanted to use your reaction on your own turn to save yourself, like with a shield spell or to cast silvery barbs or something like that, that would not be allowed. All right, case 3. We use our action to cast a leveled spell. We do nothing with our bonus action, and then we use our reaction to cast a leveled spell. An example of this in practical play, let's say you're that sorcerer, you got up close to a group of enemies, you cast Burning Hands on them. Not all of them died, and then you wanted to move away. The enemy that survived makes an opportunity attack and would hit you, so you cast the shield spell to protect yourself. Is this allowed? And the answer to that question is yes, absolutely. Because we did not cast a spell with our bonus action, there are no restrictions on what we can do with our other actions. All right, case 4. Let's say that we are casting a leveled spell with our bonus action and casting a cantrip with our main action. An example of this would be, again, let's say you're a sorcerer. You use the quicken spell option to cast something like, say, Scorching Ray. And then you use your action to cast a cantrip like Firebolt. Is this allowed? And the answer to that question is yes, absolutely. You are following the rules as written. We are casting a spell with our bonus action, and therefore the only thing we can cast with our action is a cantrip with a casting time of 1 action. So we are good. All right, case 5. Let's say we are using our bonus action to cast a leveled spell, we're using our action to cast a cantrip, and we're using our reaction to cast a cantrip. Now, an example here, let's say that we used our bonus action to cast the Dissonant Whispers spell, which makes an enemy run away from us. And then we have the Warcaster feat, so we can attack with a spell when a target provokes an attack of opportunity. So and we have our cantrip. So let's say that we made a Booming Blade attack with our action cantrip. We quickened Dissonant Whispers to make our target run away from us, and then we used our reaction to cast a cantrip to attack them back. Now, is this allowed? No. And the reason for this, again, is because we cast a spell with our bonus action. We can't cast any other spells this turn except for ones that have a cantrip with a casting time of 1 action. Now, normally, again, our cantrip has this, but because we're using it with our reaction on the same turn, this is not allowed. Now, again, this would be allowed if the reaction is on someone else's turn. So again, regardless of what you do with your bonus action, if you cast a spell with it, whether it's a cantrip or a leveled spell, that blocks you from casting anything with your reaction on the same turn. All right, case 6. We cast a leveled spell with our action, then we action surge. This is a feature that comes from having at least 2 levels in fighter. Then we cast another leveled spell. So for example, let's say we are a wizard who has 2 levels of fighter, and we cast, say, Fireball, action surge, cast another Fireball. Is this allowed? And the answer to that question is absolutely yes. Because we did not cast a spell with our bonus action, there is no restriction on us casting spells with our action. And because we use 2 actions to cast these spells, this is absolutely fine. All right, case 7. Let's say that we're doing that same thing, again, casting a leveled spell with our action, using the action surge feature to get another action, and then casting another leveled spell, then trying to cast another leveled spell with our reaction. So let's say that we are that wizard. We cast Burning Hands twice. One of our targets didn't die. We back away. They hit us with an opportunity attack, and we use the shield spell. Is this allowed? And the answer is absolutely yes. Because we did not cast a spell with our bonus action, there are no restrictions on what we can do with our other spell slots, our other actions on that turn. All right, last case. Let's say that we cast a leveled spell, action surge to cast a cantrip, and then used our reaction to cast another leveled spell. So let's say again we're that wizard with some fighter levels. We cast Burning Hands, then we action surge to cast Booming Blade, and then backed away from our target. And they made an opportunity attack. They hit us. We used the shield spell to try to protect ourselves. Is this allowed? Again, the answer is yes. So because we didn't cast a spell with our bonus action, there are no restrictions on what we can cast with our other actions on our turn. So in summary, it's the bonus action that knocks things down. The exact rules are on the player's handbook on page 202. Thanks for watching. My name is Nathan, and I will see you next time.